You know I live on this broken boat with you, right?
I love when you say stuff like that. The guy and the girl are crazy about one another. They live down in the Bahamas. They live out this rusted trailer, and they have dreams of, like, you know, maybe opening up a dive shop and making it rich, finding sunken treasure.
Definitely has a heart and has, like, the things that girls want to watch.
Smoking hot, super cool. A lot of pretty girls on this one.
The whole movie's sexy. I mean, everybody's running around in half nothing.
And then it's a total kick-ass guy film with, like, planes and treasure.
Sounds like hundreds of millions.
More.
There's something that belongs to me, Jared?
We're looking for buried treasure. We stumble across cocaine, which we find simultaneously.
Coke and fights and drug dealers.
I'm pushing sharks out of the way.
And guns and car chases.
It's gorgeous. It's sexy.
I like it. I think it's cool.
It has everything.
It works. It's fun to watch.
Find something?
Yeah.
There was something about going back onto the water, under the water, working with young people again. I thought this movie had a sort of real drive and originality, and it was sort of a character-driven piece, although it has an action-adventure thriller component. At the end of the day, it's a story about the four people and complexities of life and the moral dilemmas that are posed to them throughout the piece.
Wait, whoa. Come here. Sam, stop! Let's just let the defense present its case for a second.
All right.
I don't do drugs.
Uh-huh.
I hate drugs.
Sure.
But throwing this away, I don't know. Maybe I object. Silly, right?
Throw out the question to the audience, you know, how far would you go if you were presented with this kind of an opportunity? You know, what kind of compromises would you make?
What are you doing?
It's going away.
Really? Wow. That's intense. That's a new boat, Jared.
So many
same page.
I was attracted to doing Into the Blue purely for the water. I love swimming. I love scuba diving. I love free diving. I've been doing it since I was a kid.
If you have to pan away to get the shark and then come back to Bryce, that's good too.
John Stockwell assured me that we were going to be in the Caymans. It was going to be a good time. He's all, look at it in terms of a paid vacation. They're going to give me cast approval, and I wanted to work with Caan again, and it just worked out perfect because he was their favorite for the role of Bryce.
Hey, do not be a hero. All right, get back in the car.
Stupid, what are you gonna do?
Jessica Alba was the only girl I wanted to work with, so I was like, all right, I got to do this. 4 or 5 months later, instead of the Caymans, we went to the Bahamas. I'm working 6-day weeks. It got all messed up, but it's been a lot of fun. The bottom line is we could spend the rest of our lives waiting for another opportunity like this.
You know, Paul's cute, so I figured, Paul, sharks, the water, why not?
Mr. OG wannabe.
What's up, you scruffy little beach rat?
Okay.
When I read this, I just felt like there was so much of me in it.
So how long you known this one for?
I don't know, about 14 hours now.
Longest relationships would be meeting someone in a bar, and it never gets any better than the first week anyway, does it?
You wanna do a little?
Here, hold this.
Making a movie in the Bahamas is fantastic. It's like being on vacation. It's beautiful.
Every day I look forward to going on set and messing with my co-stars and, you know, the set guys. And just, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's not even work.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What are you gonna do about it?
I have a feeling I'm gonna make it all better, babe.
She's not a bad person. That's her surroundings, and she has fun. And it was kind of fun for me to do.
I told you she wouldn't be into it. She's so clean, she squeaks.
Shut up, you coke whore.
Sam.
Jessica?
I'm here for Paul.
Jessica!
Well, all my actors are very comfortable in their own skin, and I don't mean that just like, oh, they can wear board shorts and bikinis, but they're just very comfortable with who they are, and they brought a real individuality and presence to the role.
We bring up some coke, we deal with these morons, and then in a month, we're on the Discovery Channel, up to our knees in treasure, smiling, like this. What's the problem?
Better be that simple. Good knowing you.
Paul, you know, is really solid, but he also in this film shows a side of him that I don't think's been seen before. You know, he's a little off in this. He's a little off kilter.
That was a good one.
He's been acting since he was a kid. I've been acting since I was a kid. He grew up in the same area that I grew up. He surfs with guys that I grew up with. It's such a small world, and so I felt like we totally got each other.
See, if you weren't there, I would have gotten it.
Paul just brings what he brings, which is great kind of youth and innocence, and he's still in that place where he's striving, you know? It's like 98% man and 2% still like, I'm not sure what's up here, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Tell your boys to back off.
It's so easy to work with Paul. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, we just flow. We actually really enjoyed spending time together and doing those scenes, and you can see that.
And action!
Before I was attached to it, the girl was literally like tied up and the guy comes to the rescue. And I was like, you know what? I told John, I was like, I'm really good at action. And you know, you should maybe write something for me to do because I can do it and I love it. Like I have this thing where I really, really enjoy doing it.
She's really coordinated and super capable. And I think a lot of that probably comes from, you know, her Dark Angel. Man, when she throws kicks and punches, they're very believable. I like watching her do that stuff. She really gets into it.
She is tough. She's a guy, you know. Jessica, as beautiful she is, she just wants to scrap all the time.
You want to see what it looks like slow?
Yeah, just real slow.
She is probably the most stunning looking girl. And the fact of the matter is that she's so perfect for this movie because she's so adventurous, man. She's a risk taker, you know? She's not a fluff girl. She gets out there and she's one of the guys, which is nice to experience.
Any more questions?
You know what, Jared? Winners. Winners make the rules, and losers live by them.
Scott Caan has a certain style, you know, a kind of wild, out there, you know, sort of try anything, do anything piece.
Pretty interesting.
I want to make a dance movie like Saturday Night Fever. Be the next John Travolta, you know. Yeah, I got skills on the dance floor, you know?
What I loved was that Paul and Scott had a prior relationship in real life. They were roommates. They're very competitive.
There's some things I have to let him win at in the movie because he's, you know, the superior athlete in the film, you know.
They are constantly, okay, you're gonna do that? All right, well, I'm gonna show you this. You know, trying to one-up each other.
Doesn't matter whether they're on jet skis or trying to see who can hold their breath longer. They always want to outdo each other, and they love each other, but there's a real sort of interesting rivalry between them that I tried to sort of foster in the film.
Come on, bro, we did it. We made our claim. Sulk?
It's not over yet.
You know, I've worked with Paul before, but with Jessica and Ashley, it's fun to work with new people. Ashley's great, and Jessica's great.
Ashley's unreal. She's a scene stealer, and I don't know what it is. She just has a knack. Like, you know, talk about certain people glowing or having like a, you know, they radiate, you know, when they're on screen. You just can't take your eyes off of them. That's Ashley Scott.
You want to search me? Here, go ahead.
I love Ashley, and we just totally got along. So we're like having fun, you know, in this, and just vibing off each other and having a good time.
She had been on Jessica's TV show, and they had sort of had an interesting dynamic between them, which again, I tried to sort of incorporate into the film.
Oh, we're not gonna get caught.
You're right, we're not.
No, come on. It's just for us. Just come on, relax.
I am. We'll save it for a rainy day. Or a rainy month. Come on. It was so hard to call her a coke whore. I was like, do we really have to say that?
A lot of the things that I got to do in this film I would have never done in real life, and so it was, you know, that's what acting's about. You get to play dress up.
It's cold.
Don't say that.
I flew down to the Caymans and dove there for like 2 weeks just to get used to it again. But I already knew how to dive. I wasn't like learning anything new.
Before we came out here, Scott Caan and I learned in a pool in the valley. We went to summer camp. We had like 6 lessons or something. We'd go there with our homework, or I didn't really always have my homework done, but Scotty always did, and he sat next to me, so it worked out great.
I was never really a big scuba diver, and I've done some free diving in the past. I'm doing breath holds now, where I'm going in excess of 100 feet.
I've tried to incorporate as much as possible the free diving because it's one of the most interesting aspects of diving right now. You know, people who really can go down and stay underwater for 2, 3, 4 minutes and get down to, 100, 150 feet.
I got really into the free diving, which is more athletic and more challenging. It's just going down with no tank. It's just how deep you can go and like breath holds. And
I can hold my breath forever. So it's pretty cool because John set up these shots for us to like do scuba. Then when they were ready, like do this little action and come back to the scuba. And I would like free dive the whole thing, just hold my breath and come back up.
I love the element. I love being in the water. It's real peaceful. It's a soul sport. It's real similar to surfing in that respect, I think.
It's just another world, and it's so serene, and it's so private, and it's so beautiful.
If anything, other than being in the Bahamas for 3 months and making a movie wasn't good enough, I learned how to scuba dive. I'm certified, and I can go anywhere around the world and do it wherever I want. It's just really, it was a bonus for sure.
Sharks are probably the single greatest reason we came to the Bahamas. When you pull up in a boat, they swarm your boat, you get in the water, and they circle around you, and they're used to humans, but they're not domesticated animals.
To see a silhouette of a 9-foot, 300-pound shark for the first time is so mind-blowing that you're just like raw nerve. So you grab everything you can, anybody you can to save yourself, and you realize what kind of person you really are.
We're rolling, and you're struggling with the mom, someone's pulling on it, and...
I do it, I don't know, just to show off, I guess. Bring somebody who was really scared and go, come on, and show them how tough I was around the sharks, but I'm still not comfortable with them. I hate them.
They freak me out.
I had like 20 to 30 shark around me, and they're throwing, chunks of fish in the water to keep them nearby. And, they're coming up and they're hitting that fish head or that chunk of fish, and, they're maybe 1.5 feet away from me at most.
You just kind of have to be aware of your hands and your feet and hope to God that they don't think that they're a fish.
Okay, throw some more fish heads. No, don't. When you're in the element with the mask on and you can see them coming from just about any direction, and you can just put your arm out, maybe jab them in the nose and get them to swim away, it's one thing. But when you're just visiting and your head's out of the water and you can't really tell what's going on, you're just seeing broken, scattered images of shark all around you. And now these sharks, they've been programmed. When something hits the water, it's food.
Whoa, look at that.
You both just told me, Rob?
Yeah, they're back.
All right, I'm ready. Let's jump back in now. And Jessica's character is supposed to throw me my mask and my fins. And she threw me my first fin. It was good. I caught it. It stayed out of the water. She throws me the second fin, and I caught it.
That's how he tastes? Come on.
That one likes my fin a lot. Here we go. The mask she threw, and I went to grab it real quick. It hit the water. I didn't catch it. I pulled my hand back real quick. We never saw that mask again. And it was right in front of me.
You see that one just caressing my foot? I was just hanging out.
That was pretty intense.
What they did, you see, is they went down and caught all these fish and took their teeth out.
Mark Waffle.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be safe for us thespians.
This is all real. Like, it doesn't look real. Honestly, I have stills that the underwater photographer took of me with like swimming and this humongous shark like right here. And I was like, oh my God.
Stay on Paul's dialogue unless there happens to be really good shark activity, in which case go down for it, okay?
You ready, Peter?
Yeah.
All right, you got a lot of sharks. Let's go.
There are sharks always lurking over our shoulders while we're filming. After 50 or 60 days of it, I think most of the crew is quite comfortable with it. What is interesting is that when people start to move fast or tense, they immediately speed up and come and investigate. So we sort of now have a pretty good feel for when we're going to expect sharks to get more interested or more quick.
When these guys are down there operating the camera, they've got chainmail suits on, they've got the hoods on, and our actors are out there just in bathing suits. So they're exposed to a certain risk.
We really pushed our luck, I think, with the sharks on this one, and I'm glad that we're close to done with it. No one's been bit, and I think that's just short of a miracle, to be honest with you. You talk to any of the guys that work here, they've all been bit by these sharks that we're playing with every day.
I just want people to know it's not CG, that those are real sharks, and I think the film benefits from having the real thing and not a computer-generated image.
it's impossible to act when you have like this thing and you have all the gear and they're like, okay, you're happy, and you're like, you know, with this thing in your mouth, you're like, they're like, someone's dying, you're like, you know, like, what do you do? How do you act?
I don't really think it's all that challenging when it comes to actually acting. I mean, it's all very physical that we're doing, so it's easy to sell. The hard part is the communication. I mean, that's what's really hindered us.
I've tried directing both underwater and above water. I've been underwater with a handheld monitor and a speaker system, and it's just impossible for the actors to hear me. I end up using all my sign language or a little slate board. I've tried up on the boat and using a microphone comm system. It's very, very hard.
Okay, you can have 2 cameras rolling on this, guys. 2 cameras rolling on this.
I mean, underwater, there's so many challenges here in the Bahamas. You know, it looks warm and wonderful around us, but the water temperature, you know, we're here in January, February, March. It's been about 70, 72 degrees. So you have about 20 minutes in there in a bikini or board shorts before you become hypothermic. And our crew, when they're in the water with them, is wearing 7mm thick wetsuits and hoods and booties, and then you see Jessica in a little bikini. You know something's wrong with this picture. So they are really suffering for their art.
It's definitely been challenging at times, and it requires a lot of patience. More, I think, on the crew's part than for the actors.
There's certainly many days of underwater filming, a lot of ambitious sequences in terms of having set pieces that were at depths that require sometimes decompression for the kind of hours we have to put in.
They're underwater for 20 minutes, they come up, and then they have to have a 30-minute decompression stop. So even though I want to get right back into the scene, I can't because of the physics of what the water and pressure does to your body. So all those things factor in a way they wouldn't on any other film.
I got my sea legs after about a month. I'm cool. I'm cool in the water, but I'm telling you, that first 3 weeks, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this.
Scotty, you can be in behind her, digging.
John really wanted to feel like the camera didn't have any limitations, that we could look every direction at any time, because he wanted to take advantage of the fact that we are in the ocean, we're not on a set, and we should be able to look up into the sun, look down at the seafloor with the dappled lighting, look at the shark that's coming by.
Don't worry about anything here, okay? Just let him get into his real gear, what he just does. No one has to even be around. It really suits me. It's why I actually like working on water, because you have to be malleable, you have to be spontaneous, you can't be rigid, you can't be fixed, you can't go in with just a, you know, I'm doing these 17 shots today and this is the angles I'm doing, and I'm there to sort of assess the situation as it's evolving. All right, get warm. We're gonna do Ashley now.
He doesn't say a lot to us, lets us do our thing.
It's all good, you know, it's the kid though, I bounce back. You know how we do it, it's pennies. Pennies.
Oh, my beautiful babies.
You know, I think he kind of hires the people that he wants and lets them do their thing.
I like his approach. I think it works perfect for this film. I don't know that it's perfect for every film, but it's good on this one.
Cut, very nice. That was the first good one. Let's go one more time. It's always sort of a chore to be away from home, and I have a family and kids, but I've had a great time here.
We've all spent so much time, hours and hours together on a boat, in the sun, in and out of the water. You really get to know people, and everybody's fantastic. We have this like unspoken bond.
The thing that's really, really cool is everyone's ready and supposed to go home. What do they want to do? They want to go out one last time. What does that say? You know what I mean? They want to hang out with everyone one last time. And I think that's where the proof is, you know? It's like, all right, look, we obviously really had a good time, as tough as it may have been. I feel like the yearbooks are going around right now.
For the most part, it's just a really fun world to bring people into and a kind of fun journey to go along on.
I think people get a kick out of it. I hope they do. It's just a scenario that, to me, it's just so real. I can see it happening. I got everything I need right here.
Some people will see it for the romance. Some people will see it for the action. I think it's the best of both worlds. It's a chick flick, and it's also like a thing that guys can go see and be like, yeah!
No, nothing. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking.
Yeah. No, it's just tomorrow. Everybody's gonna be down there searching for that plane. And you and I, yeah, and you and I are gonna be crawling on the bottom of the ocean, digging for very treacherous spoons. Come on, Josh. We could have that entire site tagged and bagged in no time if we had a bigger boat, blowers.
Yeah, man. What do you want me to do, huh? I mean, how many times are we gonna talk about this? Okay.
I know how we could, get the money for the equipment we need. I just can't go down there and get it by myself.
Look. Did we talk about this already?
Yeah, no, we talked about it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a lot. Yeah. I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about any of it.
A little bit. We bring up just enough to get what we need. That's all. Tell me you haven't thought about it.
Which part? You know, a little bit gets you here, life imprisonment, okay? They're not f***ing around, and you're in the Bahamas, okay? They don't mess around.
We are risking our lives every single day.
Risking
our lives, yeah, every single day. Searching for a 300-year-old ship that might be buried under the bottom of the ocean, while 100 million, easy, sits in a plane right on top of it. No waiting. Just take what you want and have a nice day. We keep swimming by it like it's not even there, like it doesn't even exist. Tell me what's crazy. Jared, please listen to me. I have represented these guys. I've defended these guys that move tons of this shit through these islands. They are not gifted people, Jared. All right? This is not rocket science. It's simple.
That's simple.
Yes.
Here's what's simple, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a drug dealer.
No, you're not. You're a 29-year-old dive bomb.
That's right.
Yeah, you are. You live in a trailer. You got a boat on blocks, and you have, what, $50 in your pocket on a good day? How long you think a girl like Sam's gonna stick around if you don't do something about that?
F you. Sam is so not like that.
Dude, they're all like that.
You would know. You would know.
Yeah, I would. Look at you, bro. I mean, seriously, look at you. The whole flip-flopping board thing is, it's cute now. No, it is. It's cute.
Okay, thanks.
It's cute. But what about when you're the old man at the end of the bar with a beer belly and your cracked feet? With no money in your pocket, nothing but sand in your pocket, still living in the same hole. Dude, do you want to wake up at 50? You want to wake up at 50 on some bar stool droning on and on about how you were the one you found the Viceroy. It was me who found the Viceroy until Mel Fisher came and took it right out from under you? Is that what you want? Bro, wake up. Dude, think about those pirates back in the day. Yeah, you think they gave a shit about things like right and wrong? No, they saw what they want and they took it.
They all end up at the bottom of the
Dude, we're all gonna end up at the bottom of the ocean.
You'll be there first.
Dude, what are we talking about? What are we talking? You're the one who said it. You're the one who said it. It's not about drugs. It's not about drugs. It is about treasure. And this is a one-time thing. It's means to an end, Jared. Means. Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. The way I see it, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna take it? Are you gonna take it, or are you gonna spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been?
See you around, bro.
That's good. Because I'm crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, the whole board short and flip-flop thing is so cute. I mean, it's really cute. Now, but what about when you're the old fart? The old fat man sitting at the end of the bar with your beer belly and your cracked feet, still living in the same hole, okay? With nothing but sand in your pockets. Dude, do you want to wake up at 50 years old? Wake up, sitting on the end of a bar, droning on and on about how you're the one who found the Viceroy? Huh? But Mel Fisher came up and snatched that from under you? F that, bro. Come on. Dude, winners make the rules. Losers live by them. Think about those pirates. What about those pirates back in the day? Think they give a shit about things like right and wrong? Hell no, dude. They saw what they wanted. They took that shit.
And they all ended up at the bottom of the ocean.
We're all gonna end up at the bottom of the ocean. We're all gonna end up at the bottom of the ocean. You're the one who said it. This shit's not about drugs. It's not about drugs. It's about treasure.
She's with me.
I was just talking to the lady.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you she's with me. Hey, relax, baby. This is Primo. He owns the place. Want your little bump? I don't do drugs.
Ask her how she's gonna pay for it.
Ooh.
Like that?
was good.
What do you mean it's a delay?
Well, there was a complication. We had to change our dive plan. It's a technical thing.
Spell it.
There was an accident.
Police?
Not an issue.
You had it?
Yeah.
Then you have a problem, Scuba Hill.
Good, good.
Come on, fellas, let's get this cleared up. Come on now, get this guy off this guy.
Connor! Good guy, man. That was a great time.
Has anyone seen the little boy? Connor?
This sequence was originally the opening of the film, and what we discovered was we didn't really need to establish Paul as quite such a hero initially, or performing these heroic acts, saving this little kid who had fallen in. This was very difficult to do, to put this little kid in a drowning position, and some of it was done in a tank, some of it was done in the open water, some of it was done against a green screen. I love the visual of it, but it was interesting in that I'd thought that we both wanted to establish Paul's freediving skills early on and sort of peg him as someone who was rebellious and heroic at the same time. But interestingly, it sort of didn't give him any place to go. So if you watch the final product, we managed to retain this bit without having him rescue the kid. And it's a little choppy, a little awkward, but I loved this transition, and it was necessary to have that in order to get him fired without saving the kid.
I think I'm in love.
This was a sequence in which the Scott Caan character had just arrived from New York, and we were introducing Paul's truck, and that's his real dog. And I love Scott's performance in this, and it sort of set up their relationship, but in the end of the day, it's just one of those things that, in terms of getting the movie going and moving quickly, we decided to excise. We were shooting in an active airport, so the audio in a lot of these deleted scenes is not very good. Most of them haven't been timed and haven't been mixed, so you're getting to sort of hear and see the raw product prior to the final finish.
Jared trimmers, did you?
No. See, Jared, I come to play, and I bring toys, you know?
You see, those are all our crew vehicles behind them.
Hola, mi amor.
This scene we shot as a means to sort of help the audience understand how Scott Caan's character got access to this house through an ex-client, and then we just discovered that people didn't care. People didn't need the explanation, and as much as I love the kind of the lighting and the way Jessica looked in the scene, again, just one of those scenes that you think you need in the scripting development process, but end up discovering the audience is sort of one step ahead of you, and we just cut straight to the exterior and them on the boat and the skis.
I like this place.
Let's go outside. Welcome. Welcome to how the other half lives. I didn't pick a fight with anybody.
In the post-process, we actually changed the placement of this whole club scene and put it later. So this sequence is in the movie further in the second act, but it used to lead into the following deleted sequence where Scott is sort of feeling the effects of his partying the night before. But when we put it in a different placement, this scene no longer made sense. It's interesting the way things that are supposed to come in a certain order get rejiggered in the editing room. I don't remember exactly what it was Scott was expelling, but it was some nasty mixture that our prop guy concocted.
I don't know, I'm gonna miss you.
Are you okay? No, I'm not okay.
This was a sequence that came after Paul discovered Ashley in the plane, and I actually liked all the performances here, but we just discovered that it was a more effective cut to go, all this was better left unsaid.
Dive master, safety guy, what's the deal? You're supposed to be looking out for.
I catch her near that plane again, and I'm sending her ass home.
This whole sequence, at one point, her going into the plane on her own was out of the film. It came back in. I'd always liked it visually, but was unsure of it from a storytelling perspective.
From now on, okay? I'll keep her safe. Is that cool?
No, that's it. We're done diving today.
You all right? Yes, I'm okay.
She's gonna get someone hurt.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Tell her she
Actually, this whole sequence from her going to the plane into this next 6 to 8 minutes was a big chunk of the movie that came out. And it really played into the tension that was developing between the two camps over this potential treasure. That was a log that they were supposed to run over, and the boat got disabled. And again, you're hearing it without any of the final sound, so a lot of this stuff was just done in the Avid.
Put it in neutral. You lost a prop.
You lost the prop? Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
And this next sequence is probably one of the longer deleted sections of the film.
What are you signing me up for?
Yeah, Bryce, battle this in. Come down, this is the Sea Robin. Can be to you in about 15.
That's me. You can hear me doing the off-camera radio voice for Josh Brolin, who wasn't around to lend us his voice. I'm actually having somewhat of a hard time remembering where these things came in. But this was a sort of attempt to further establish the rivalry between Josh Brolin's character and Paul Walker's, and also establish some of the tools of the trade of treasure hunting. But we discovered that just the initial scene where Josh pulled up alongside Paul's disabled boat, that spoke volumes, and this scene wasn't really necessary. Although I liked the way Josh played it and the flirtation between Ashley and Josh.
What's below? Any of the tools of the trade. You know as much about this as anybody, don't you?
Yeah, those are expensive.
Yeah. Anyway, so up here.
It smells so good in here.
Well, that is Jake's infamous sheep tongue souse.
What's up, Jake?
And I did like Peter Bowleg's cooking here, which he really was, doing a Bahamian specialty of sheep tongue sauce.
No, you're not, are you?
You're the kid here. Kid with the pros?
Again, we were sort of trying to reestablish that Paul had once been working for Josh. And it was sort of something that I thought was valuable, but in the end, it was impossible to just keep that section and not retain the whole sequence.
So if a hit gets our attention, we work the area with this.
You'll see the green screens, which are up there because we haven't done the final CG work where we were going to put on those screens, the graphics and the depth sounder and the various visuals that we'd need in the final film.
Stirring up sand with a pair of fins.
Many times when you're shooting and you don't know exactly what you want on the screen, or it's impossible to sync up, you just affix this green material and then put it in later.
Is that too hard? Yeah.
And it's interesting, in the trailer and some of the marketing elements, they've actually taken bits and pieces from these deleted sequences and used them. And I was never sure whether that was a little bit of a cheat or palatable.
That's not cool, that's silver.
Hey, Jared. Hey, where'd you say you guys were diving today?
snapper hole.
Everything we shot on the water, even this, we had the motor noise, we had the boat really moving, we were dealing with the elements again. This is in the harbor that we operated out of in Nassau. This was a sequence that I sort of hated losing just because it was fun. But it was fun to shoot and fun to do, but not necessary.
Bryce.
Oh, this was a very complicated sequence. Again, painful to cut because it was a full day's worth of filming with a lot of extras and food and a moving camera, a steady cam shot that continued circling around, and kids. And, there was a cute dynamic to it, but in the end, didn't need it. It was sort of an attempt at a certain point during the development process to explain what was good about this island, why Jared and Sam were living there, and establish their roots.
Come on, man. You gotta fix the boat before you can hire
Get out of here. Who told you that?
You told me that. I think you told me that.
I told you that. You got it right. So what have you been up to, Jared?
Again, when you're dealing with 6- and 7-year-olds running around, Jessica was very good at keeping this girl entertained.
Danny, right? I don't believe this. Was it Danny? It was Danny.
It was not.
What do you know?
You sold me out. I don't have a feeling.
It was Danny.
Daddy did it. Gotta go. He told the whole island, bro.
He did. I know he did.
All right, you got me. I told one skank, Yo,
skank. This guy doesn't know how to keep
I didn't extra.
They were just sort of losing it as the scene progressed, and we just kept doing this circular Steadicam move and moving into tighter lenses. Again, actors hate these sort of moments because they have to keep eating and eating and eating, and once they've committed to a certain amount of consumption, they have to continue it through each take. This was a fun attempt at recreating some of the local music scene, Junkanoo, which was the Bahamian version of sort of their carnival. And you can see he's talking at a certain level here because we were going to lay in the music later. Again, something that's very tough for actors to do, to remember that there is going to be music and crowd noise underneath the dialogue added in post. This sequence we had a trailer that we shot our interiors in on a stage, and then we had this trailer on location on a little island right off Nassau, connected by a bridge. And again, just to get Boone to follow along. It was nice that he really was Paul's dog because he tended to tag along, but occasionally he would just drift off and head for the crew.
How many kids do they think we should have?
I don't know. I think our army of children would be good,
Wow.
30 or 40 of them.
Wow.
A bunch of strong seamen.
All of this is just Paul and Jessica riffing.
You okay?
An action sequence took some time to film, and in the end, it sort of raised more questions than it answered that we couldn't really explain. But anything shot at night was always difficult.
Think someone knows we found the plane?
That or something else.
The treasure?
This was a whole long piece of exposition that during the development phase, I really liked the way this scene read and played, but once you look at something and you realize you can pull out the entire sequence and And, you know, there's no confusion. It doesn't hurt. You always have to look long and hard at the sequence and decide whether it belongs in the film.
What? You think I'm jealous of that guy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what could I possibly be jealous of? What? Because he's got a $5 million boat and a full crew, and
Come here.
I got a boat with
Enough. Come here.
got a hole in it. And
Jared.
what?
Look at this.
Most of these sequences, if I were to have kept them, I would have gone in and been a little tougher on them and cut them down further. A lot of times when I see the first pass and it's 3.5 hours long, you make a decision about what sequences you're going to focus on. You know immediately that section is not going to stay, so you never go in and do your fine cutting. You never bring the whole sequence down. You just lift it out.
For a lot of ships.
Yeah, but just think about it. Isn't it too much of a coincidence? I mean, we found what? We found the powder horn, found the musket plate, the knife, and now this.
Just discovered that people didn't really even care. They knew there was treasure. They knew it was worth hundreds of millions, and that's all that mattered. Not what the provenance was. It not, you know, was it the Zephyr, another ship? A lot of this that seemed interesting at the time didn't turn out to be necessary.
No. Not now, not yet. You've dreamt about finding buried treasure since you...
Interesting thing, if you look at this scene, when we're shooting Paul, it's raining and there's actually a whole windstorm going on in the background. When we're back on Jessica, it was calm, and you don't really notice it in this edit, in this final cut, but we had to put a tarp over Paul and it's pouring rain in the background. You can sort of see the raindrops when we cut back to him. But it was, again, the weather would change so quickly there that from one angle to the next, the whole look and feel could be completely different.
Oh. Thank you, baby.
It's kind of scary, though.
This was a sequence that I really hated losing. I liked Scott's performance in it. I liked the way he played it non-verbally, and there used to be a great song that went over this entire sequence. But when we show these deleted scenes, for the most part, we haven't licensed the music, so you're hearing temp score that Paul Hasslinger has done just to help flesh it out and fill it out.
You should know better than that.
Anyway, you see, I ain't no flying on this airline no more. I said, I ain't no more.
This was a little heavy-handed, and Scott's looking at these kids and being reminded of he and Paul's youth. And that was the Chalks plane actually taking off.